the building. Welcome, y'all. Happy Monday. We had to do a take two. We're gonna see how this is gonna work out because YouTube is playing, tripping with no maps, playing with my notifications. So we're gonna see how this works out. And if it don't work out, we're gonna go out and come back again and take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Welcome in the building. Happy Monday. How is y'all doing? Hold on. Let me turn on the heater, y'all. How is y'all doing today? I gotta turn on the heater. It's getting cold. Hey, Miss Red, I'm back. I'm back. How are y'all doing today, y'all? Happy Monday. Happy Monday, y'all. YouTube is playing. They is not sending out my notifications. They is not sending out my notifications. Miss Red, how y'all doing? Dr. Sharice, how are you? Hey again, Sugar, how are you? Y'all, what is going on? Y'all, we tried to start to do a live like a few seconds ago, and they was not pushing out my notifications. So we're gonna see how it goes. So we're gonna talk about the hold on, let me pause this real quick. Hold on. We're gonna talk about Diddy and Dr. Sharice said they bad. I know, right? I know. Good, and you? That's good, Dr. Sharice. I'm good. So we're gonna be talking about, see, they pulling people out, I don't know what's going on, you guys. It's crazy. But y'all, we're gonna do a reaction to Art of Dialogue because one of the sex workers that Diddy and Cassie was, involved with, went up on Art of Dialogue. He said that he wrote a letter to Diddy's judge, and Diddy's judge didn't even read it. I guess he was like, you're a victim, but this letter is obsolete, and we is not reading this letter. So y'all, we're gonna get into it, y'all. I don't know what's going on with my notifications. I'm gonna have to email YouTube again because there should be more people in the building than this, right? But we're going to continue. We're going to press on, y'all. We is going to press on. But y'all, hey, Bougie Barbie, how are you? Welcome in. Welcome. So we're going to continue, y'all. I have to, YouTube be tripping with no map sometimes. But y'all, let's continue. So we're going to do a reaction, like I said, on Art of Dialogue. Cassie and Diddy's sex worker, he went up on Art of Dialogue and he said he wrote a letter. He read the letter, and then he went and, was saying, certain things or whatever. But I believe he wanted to go ahead and give Diddy a lesser time. But just like he said that Diddy is in jail because he liked to lay the hands, the feet, the kettlebells, the chair, and everything else besides what he was really charged for. And I believe that is definitely true because the feds, they really disappointed me. I'm sorry. These federales, they disappointed me because they were talking about the minors, Justin Bieber, Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah, all these other people allegedly. Remember, as the year went by, when they were gathering and doing all of their research, we were under the misconception that all of these things were going to be included in Diddy's case. And then when I went to the courthouse, I ain't heard and seen near minor, near child. None of that was in the case. All it was a bunch of ex-girlfriends. I'm just keeping it real. Now, what Diddy did was wrong, and this is why, just like this guy said, the sex worker, he said Diddy is in jail because of the DV, the domestic violence. He likes to lay hands on people. For some odd reason, him don't know how to keep his hands to himself. I don't know what the problem is, but he needs to go ahead and start getting treatment. He said he started getting treatment, but he needs to learn that you can't be putting your hands on people. You get mad, you crash out, snap out. I don't care if it's because you got a drug problem. You need to go and fix that. But also, on the flip side of that, these were ex-girlfriends that were testifying. They were upset for whatever reason. They was upset. And they were saying that, Diddy did this and Diddy did that, which he did do this and that to them. But he is a billionaire. Diddy holds no allegiance to nobody. A man that is slapping his mom and kissing his mom on the next breath holds no allegiance to no woman. He got 11 kids, and he ain't walking there one woman down the aisle. That should have told them something. They thought they had game, but really Diddy had more game than them. He played them, but then he got played back too. I mean, let's be for real. Bougie Barbie, Dr. Sharice says the feds were not doing their job at all. No, that's what a lot of people are saying, Dr. Sharice. They did not do their job or research. Now, I could have found 11 things that they could have charged Diddy with that would more likely stick than what they charged him with. Even the sex worker is saying that. Diddy is not being held and charged really and truly with what he's being charged and, charged and held with. He's being charged and held with domestic violence. But because of the statute of limitations has reached, it's been expired, they couldn't get him on that. So this is what they try to get him in lieu of that, right? The Bougie Barbie said Diddy will start right back where he left off. He will be unstoppable this time. Yes, he better learn. Look, if he's going to get the books handed to him. If he does that and he comes out, because y'all know when Diddy gets out, all eyes is going to be on him. Everything he does, to the left, to the right, he is going to be under the microscope. So let him lay one finger on anybody and they go and tell it. Oh, I'm telling you, he's going to have a hard way to go. They're going to be probably getting together some worse charges. But y'all, let's listen to this interview. Shout out to Art of Dialogue. It just hit it just hit the platform. So this is a reaction, a new video with the sex worker and the one that Cassie and Diddy was paying, to get to get Cassie's cheeks clapped. And he said in the video, that Cassie wasn't no victim. At no time did he see that Cassie was a victim. And I truly believe that, but doesn't constitute Diddy putting his hands on her. Diddy did not need to put his hands on nobody. He needed to keep his hands to himself. But y'all, let's go ahead and get this video queued up, and let's get ready so we can listen to this sex worker and what he had to say, because he wrote a letter in for Diddy, and the judge was like, we ain't got time to read that letter. Go sit down somewhere. But y'all, let's go ahead and get into the video. So y'all, let's go. Happy Monday, y'all.
My God, happy to have you back on the platform, man. The last interview did crazy numbers, had to bring you back and get your reaction. Let the people know who you is, man. For the people that's not familiar with you, that didn't see the last interview.
All right, I go by my regular name now, which is Clayton Howard, and I am a victim of count 3. And unfortunately, Diddy has gone to prison for sex trafficking me, so I'm a victim of the Diddy sex trafficking scheme. I'm one of the former male escorts.
Yes, indeed. So how do you feel about Diddy getting 50 months?
Well, his 50 months in prison. Let's see. I kind of got mixed feelings. Do I think he should have went to prison? Absolutely. As a victim of it, I can say definitively that he did it. I just don't like the fact that the way the prosecution presented the case. So,
And y'all, hey, Anonymous, how are you? I got a question. Because he's saying that, he was labeled as a victim. But y'all, he was doing this. He was going and working. This was his job. That's like almost saying the McDonald's workers were victims of McDonald's. They were going to work and doing their jobs, but they are a victim. He was doing his job. He was getting paid for this. So to label him as a victim, he's like, even Gina Hahn, she was saying that the feds were telling her that she's a victim. That's why she didn't come. She realized that I was in a grown consensual relationship with Diddy. Even though Diddy was doing bad things to me, I was still in a relationship. And I don't condone nobody putting nobody's hands on nobody. A woman putting her hands on a man, or a man putting his hands on a woman. Everybody needs to keep their hands to themselves. But y'all, let's continue. Hey, Charlie, welcome.
Before we even go too far, we just got to tell you the truth. Diddy's not in jail for sex trafficking. He's in jail for he's in prison for domestic violence. His 50 months is not for sex trafficking me, Jules Theodore, the other unknown cowboys and angels, as the prosecution document says, or I forgot the other gentleman's name. Whatever. He's not in prison for sex trafficking us. He's in prison for beating on women and mistreating people. But they used the sex trafficking in order to give him a conviction because the domestic violence that Cassie reported was too far out of statute to put him in prison. That's my mistake. All right. So the domestic violence was too much to put him in prison. So what they did was, okay, you know what? We're going to come back with all of this other stuff as far as with him bringing these male entertainers.
Welcome, D-Dad. Welcome. Let's see. This situation, like I said, I don't know if, I don't even know if this sits right with him being called a victim. I don't know. I mean, y'all, let's continue.
15, 20 years ago. Actually, it wasn't even 15, 20 years ago because the man was doing it up until the time he got arrested. But that was enough. His own mistakes was enough for them to use everything to put him in prison. So he should have definitely got some time for the domestic violence. I think Cassie and Jane and all the other women that were abused do deserve that justice. But he shouldn't have gotten more than that. I definitely don't think he should have gotten 10 or 15 years. Or anything more than the 50 months he got. I actually wrote the judge a letter recommending that he gets less than 5 years. So, I'm happy for him. I'm happy he's going to get the chance to go home and live his life.
So you actually wrote a letter to the judge?
Yeah, I wrote a letter, even though they didn't include it because of what I said in the letter. I definitely wrote a letter to the judge as a victim.
You have it on you?
Oh yeah, I did. I brought it. Yeah.
Wow.
Considering they didn't read it in court, right? I might as well read it for your platform. All right, let's start. So it says, Dear Judge Submarinian, I am writing to your honor as a victim and a witness in the case involving Mr. Sean Combs. My intention in this letter is to respectfully request that the court consider leniency during Mr. Combs' sentencing. I understand the gravity of the allegations and the importance of justice, and I hope to provide my perspective as someone who was directly involved in this matter. I cooperated with the prosecution for 18 months. Providing truthful and detailed accounts of my experiences with Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura. I submitted evidence including airline receipts, boarding passes, and hotel information, which were used to strengthen the prosecution's case. I testified before a grand jury where an indictment was returned against Mr. Combs in March of 2025. I also interviewed...
Hold on. Anonymous, happy belated birthday, Anonymous. Happy belated birthday. Dr. Sharice says, where did he get him from? Dr. Sharice, you is a mess. I don't know where they found him at. He seems a little nerdy, right? Sister says, I promise all this excusing weirdos, wackos, etc. is really horrible on our site. It's just way too much evil running rampant. Yes, exactly. It's so much going on, y'all. It is crazy out here in these streets. But y'all, where he got this freak off dragon, he was a sex worker, I don't know. But y'all, let's continue. Let me turn the camera back. Dr. Sharice, you is hilarious.
To witnessing numerous instances of domestic violence involving Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura, as well as the toxic and volatile nature of their relationship. However, I must emphasize that while I do not condone Mr. Combs' conduct regarding domestic violence, I never witnessed Ms. Ventura being forced into any sexual encounters. On the contrary, my personal experiences with her revealed a willing and active participant in these interactions. I shared this information with prosecution, but I believe it was disregarded.
Hold up. Y'all got me. I'm trying to be quiet back here. Dr. Sharice, Anonymous, all y'all is a mess. But hold on. Y'all know what he said? Hold on. I got to turn the camera around. Y'all know what he said? Because I was telling Jamil, I was like, oh, Lord Jesus. I was wondering the same thing Dr. Sharice was wondering. And then when he says, he made a comment in one of his videos, he said, it's not what I look like, it's what he has, the package that he uses to conduct business. For Cassie and Diddy, this is what was more important. This is where the money was being made. But y'all, let's continue, y'all. Let's continue. Let's continue, y'all. It's hilarious.
In favor of a narrative that was more advantageous to their case. As a victim myself, I was trafficked across straight lines, contracted an STD, and faced significant emotional and physical harm during my involvement with Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura. My relationship with Ms. Ventura was so extensive that I impregnated her, and despite terminating the pregnancy, she continued to contact, coerce, and sex traffic me for years afterwards. The trial.
Wait a minute, hold on. I'm sorry, I hate to keep on stopping, but y'all know I have to do reaction anyway, so I gotta stop it every now and again. Okay, hold on, you guys. I think I'm trying to work this phone, y'all. Um, okay, Carolyn said no, some of these men were grown people, enjoyed money. Absolutely, they did. And this is why he probably looks the way he did, because the package, what he was doing to perform his duties and clap Cassie's cheeks, was more important than, I guess, the way he looks. But I remember him saying something like that. But y'all, let's continue.
Revealed she had dozens of calls of men to call. So why call Clayton Howard? Because she preferred me, she enjoyed me, and she chose me. Despite all this, my experiences were overlooked, and I felt silenced by the very system that is meant to protect the victims. The male victims of this enterprise were denied justice. Those victims were not the true victims of this enterprise were denied justice, Those victims were not Cassandra and Jane Doe. They were the dozens of men, these three, Mr. Combs, Miss Ventura, and Jane Doe, co-conspirators manipulated for years, seeking the gratification of their own perverse desires. Mr. Combs is not innocent and should be punished, but not based on fabricated narratives that hide the truth of the matter to which he is to be imprisoned. That is not justice. I firmly believe in justice, due process, and despite being denied it often by law enforcement, I strongly believe that justice should be served in every case. I do not seek to diminish the experiences of other victims. However, I also believe that the prosecution's approach in this case was flawed, as it failed to present the full truth and disregarded the complicity of other parties involved. Miss Ventura and Jane Doe were victims of domestic violence. That is 100% true. But sex trafficking, I beg to differ. I'm sorry, but unfortunately not. I was personally called by Miss Ventura for years, who would be intoxicated.
Oh, did you hear what he said? He said, I beg to differ, basically. No, no, she was calling me for years. She wanted to get this, this eggplant. Wanted this eggplant, and she was calling me for years, Your Honor, Your Honor, Your Honor. Cassie was calling me. She wanted what I had. She wanted this package. She said that I was qualified and overqualified, but the overqualifications was okay because that's what she wanted. Y'all, did y'all hear what he said? Oh my God, let me wrap that back just a teeny bit, y'all. Let's continue.
I strongly believe that justice should be served in every case. I do not seek to diminish the experiences of other victims. However, I also believe that the prosecution's approach in this case was flawed.
Dr. Sharice, y'all is in here cutting up. I'm trying to let the man read the letter. Y'all got me dying laughing. I'm about to fall out this chair. Dina, y'all is hilarious. Y'all cutting up. Y'all, I cannot with y'all is a mess, y'all. Okay, let's continue, y'all. Let's continue. Bougie Barbie said, Anonymous, was it really? Rich people are about that gross. They probably would like this weirdness. Y'all is hilarious. Dr. Sharice says, why he look like Mr. Y'all is hilarious. Y'all, let me play. Y'all is hilarious. Let's continue, y'all.
As it failed to present the full truth and disregarded the complicity of other parties involved. Miss Ventura and Jane Doe were victims of domestic violence. That is 100% true. But sex trafficking, I beg to differ. I'm sorry, but unfortunately not. I was personally called by Miss Ventura for years, who would be intoxicated, making extremely graphic suggestions regarding the things she wanted sexually when I would arrive.
Oh, could y'all imagine? Hey, Tracy, can y'all imagine what Cassie was saying? She'd probably like, get your big old black tail over here. Come over here and clap my cheeks. Diddy want to see you clap my cheeks, and he wants the happy ending. That's what my baby want. Y'all, oh my God, y'all. Let's continue listening to what him got to say. Hey, loving myself, y'all. This is getting a little juicy. Hold on. Let's continue, y'all.
Present myself to her. She would get annoyed and even angry when Mr. Combs interrupted us while engaged. She would have sexual encounters with me when he told us to stop and wait until he returned off phone calls he took in other rooms. This would cause arguments and acts of domestic violence also. All of this I reported to the prosecutors. Mr. Combs has already faced significant consequences, and I do not believe he poses a threat to anyone at this stage. I must seek my own justice within the civil courts, as prosecutors have denied me that justice based on my ethnicity and my...
Dr. Sharice, y'all is in here cutting up. Dr. Sharice, y'all got me dying laughing. Did I say his head looks like if he leaned forward, he'll flip over? Y'all is hilarious. Y'all got me over here crying. Let's continue, y'all. Y'all is cutting up tonight. Y'all is cutting up. Oh my God. Sister says
my Jenna.
Hold on. Sister says his lips look like two Oh my God. Y'all, let's continue. Y'all is bad. Oh my God. Y'all is hilarious.
And that was a problem in presenting the truth of matters. A criminal enterprise did exist. Mr. Combs was part of it, and he most certainly did control it through his influence and resources. But he did not do it alone. He had help, and that help was his personal staff and his girlfriends, who were Miss Ventura and Miss Jane Doe, for extended periods of times. They both testified to wishing to please their lover. Wanting to please takes making the decision, and making the decision means you have the freedom to do it. Miss Ventura preferred me. I know this. Mr. Combs was not a fan of mine in the beginning for years of our association. But over time, we gained a mutual respect through Miss Ventura's preference of me.
Hold up, y'all, because y'all got me over here dying, laughing, over here hollering and crying and slinging snot over what y'all are saying. Y'all, I got a question. Do y'all think Diddy was attracted to him? Is that why Cassie kept on calling him year after year? He said a few years. Is this why you think Diddy was asking for him, requesting him? Do y'all think is this Diddy's type right here as a male? I mean, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat. Is this Diddy's type? Because, I mean, why did he keep on calling him back? I'm just saying, y'all. Let's continue.
I do not imply romance by stating this, but Miss Ventura did prefer me. She and I had the same birthday, which was August 26th, and she would call me for years to meet and have sexual encounters on our birthday. Based on my years of knowing Mr. Combs, I am confident he will not repeat the mistakes of the past. I respectfully ask the court to consider these factors and grant Mr. Combs leniency during his sentences. Thank you for taking the time to consider my perspective. I trust the court's wisdom and fairness in reaching a just decision. And I overnighted that to the judge and hoped that the judge would get it, and at least finally my perspective might be introduced to the court, considering they tried to withhold it, and they were fair to him. And I'm glad it seems like they was. He got 50 months. I'm satisfied with that for something.
Well-written letter. So you fighting for Puffy to get less time?
Yeah, man, because it's about justice. It's about right and wrong. And he was wrong for domestic violence, but he shouldn't be in prison for the rest of his life if you're not going to prosecute the truth.
And like I said, I mean, I can understand him on that, because if it was any of us and we had, I mean, some of us, when we were younger, let's just say that part, some of us was a little rough, we had quick tempers, we've been I'm sure laid some hands or whatever on our significant others back in the day, but that was back in the day when we were at a younger age. Diddy's old. He knows better, right? And not saying what we did even in our past was right. However, if this was us, like I said, me and Jamil know somebody that has a case right now and got sentenced this month? September, for the same things, but it wasn't as rough doing as Diddy, but still, they were laying hands on a woman and he got 9 months. 9 months. So this is Diddy's karma. Diddy was doing this for a long time. So this is why I believe the judge sentenced him that long. They were saying the feds wanted, remember the feds wanted, we want him to stay up there 11 years. Even the judge was like, no, that's too much. I don't know much about like DV cases, but even if you guys look them up, or maybe y'all even heard of them or maybe experienced it or whatever, had a family member or whatever, whenever you have a DV case, they say that you only get like usually 6 months to a year tops for DV. But Diddy has been doing it for so long, he getting some of that back karma that's come to eat him and serve him in his badonkadonk. But y'all, let's continue listening to Look at how I called him. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's continue. Let's continue listening to him. Nina says frog like glasses. Okay, y'all, let's continue. Let's continue. Oh my goodness. Bougie Barbie says, at Dr. Sharice, Mr. Ed Teeth. Y'all is hilarious. Let's continue, y'all.
Aspect of the crime. And you can't say Cassie and Jane are victims when there are men like me who know that these women were 100% involved.
Yep.
I think the problem with society nowadays is that women can kind of use domestic.
Let me stop it and say I totally agree. Like he even said, he don't agree with nobody what Diddy did with putting hands and stuff. But y'all, we know these girls is for the streets. Let's just say that. Cassie was for the streets too. She was a victim to a certain extent. But when she was messing with Diddy, she was 19, 20. She was already messing with like a 30-year-old man. I can't remember his name, but I know some of you guys already know his name. But Cassie was messing with an older man. And then when Diddy came along, he had more money. She probably felt like she could probably make a come up off of Diddy because who he was. And she jumped ship and even lied. And I didn't know this, but y'all, I was in the court. They bought this up in the courthouse. They bought this up in the courtroom. I was like, oh my goodness, I did not know that Cassie was like, dating an older guy. I didn't know much about Diddy and Cassie, none of this whole situation. But when they were saying this in the courtroom, I was like, oh wow. So Cassie was already with the smoke at a young age. But not to say what Diddy did to her was right. Diddy was wrong. But Jane, ho, 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 Merry Christmas, baby. 50 cents, baby mama. Oh, she was older than Methuselah. So she was already with the smoke. And like I said, they asked her, well, how much was that bag? I guess Diddy bought her a bag or something like that. And she was like, well, how much is my body worth? Well, we already know that you're a ho, 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 Merry Christmas. And 50 Cent, he had his turn at the doorknob. He just happened to leave a baby in you. But besides that, she was with the smoke. She is, like I said, a juicy girl. She is with the smoke. These women, they want these men who are like of a certain caliber. But Diddy holds no allegiance like a lot of the millionaires, billionaires. They will get you and treat you like sugar honey iced tea and not even care or think 2 seconds about how they're treating you because of their status. They become arrogant. They become narcissistic. They become controlling, trying to tell you what to do. I mean, y'all can see Diddy laid hands on all of them, which he was wrong for doing that. But at the same time, y'all know this is what comes with that type of territory. Not saying that it's wrong. Not saying that it's right. It's definitely wrong that he did these awful things to these women. But at the same time, when you on that type of playground, these are the results that you're gonna get, right? If you go to Chuck E. Cheese and you playing and, seeing what's going on out there, you're going to put some coins in the machine. You're going to play some games. Well, if you out there on the bigger playground and you go out there, sometimes it comes with that. Some of these men are disgusting. This is just, it's like, it's just what comes with the territory. I'm just keeping it real. But y'all, let's continue.
Violence as a get out of jail free card. All they got to do is claim a dude beat them or did something to them, and it don't matter if she set 30 people on fire.
Yeah.
If prosecutors want that guy bad enough, they're going to say that guy had the lighter fluid and the lighter, and Shorty was scared the whole time, even though they might have videos of her setting these people on fire.
And this is what he is speaking truth to facts, because this is the result of Mia. Remember Mia? I did a video the other day. Mia, she was doing this thing where she was like making Diddy a scrapbook. She made Diddy a video. She was calling him. And these are the things that we seen in court. Like I said, I'm not sticking up for Diddy because I don't like him like that. I think he's a monster. But I'm just speaking facts, because what if this was one of us, one of our children? What if this was us, period? You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that we get charged appropriately, but the reason why they didn't charge him with domestic violence, because like he said, the statute of limitations have passed. So this is why they kept on playing the video, because they wanted to put it in. This is what Diddy is. He beats women. He beats women. He beats women. And he's a monster. I'm not giving him no kind of pass at all. And neither is this guy. He's saying he should be in jail for domestic violence. But they had to kind of not say sugarcoat it, but they had to lay it over with the little prostitution and the sex trafficking. But like I said, these type of girls, they do these things, and y'all, we know, I'm sure everybody in the building has seen these, a woman or two, or even a man or two, because I seen both, a man and a woman, who whenever they don't get what they want, they will try to numb up this story, cause all this chaos, and this a lie. Jamil, we even got a friend who was in prison for over 19 years, just got out of prison earlier this year for serving time for, doing something that he didn't even do. And they let him out of prison, and he's still fighting in his charge, but they let him out because they didn't have proof, but they had put him in there saying that he did it, and he fought and fought and fought, and they finally let him out of prison. And this is why I say it's not good for any woman or man to lie on the opposite sex or same sex, depending on what your setup is. But it's not good to lie on anybody. Say these things when nobody's done anything to you, because there's a lot of innocent people in jail. I mean, there's a lot of ones that are, of course, guilty and need to be there, but there's a lot of innocent people in prison because of lies that either a woman or man has lied and said they did to them. And I don't think that's right. I always speak, it's not good to lie, especially when Diddy, we know he's a monster, but y'all remember all of these cases that were coming left and right with Tony Busby saying Diddy did this, Diddy did that, this, that, and the third. I mean, I thought they were very, very, very suspicious to me, because I'm like, no, we know Diddy's a monster, but come on now. Even with the 13-year-old with Jay-Z, that was like far-fetched. The story didn't even sound right. So Diddy is a monster. He gets what he got what he got, but like I said, I don't believe that anybody should be lying either and putting this, people in situations. I'm not saying Diddy, but other people who have been lied on and then getting years and years and years in prison for a whole lie because they're mad they didn't get what they want or whatever the case may be. But y'all, let's continue.
We live in a real messed up justice system. Real messed up.
Do you feel like Cassie should have faced charges?
I do. I 100% feel like she should have been held more culpable than she was. I'm not saying she should go to prison, and I'm kind of being biased saying she shouldn't go to prison because she got 3 kids, because Diddy got 7 kids. You understand what I'm saying? So to use the children as an excuse why she shouldn't go to prison kind of makes me feel like I'm being unfair to him.
So y'all, I believe there's something else that Cassie has gone, because I remember them saying if they were to bring other charges or bring something out, that Cassie would have been like, I think they were saying she would have been a co-conspirator or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But Cassie, she didn't had and played her part in a lot of stuff that Diddy was doing, I believe, because they even said that she was like, I think she was, I don't know if it was Cassie, I believe it was, that she was kind of making in front of Kim Porter when he was with, like, when that situation, I guess, went sour or whatever. But y'all, let's continue.
Because he has children to raise too. If he was going to go to prison, she should have went to prison too. The woman slept with 30-something men. Come on, 30-something men is not an accident.
You read the letter that she...
Wow. Oh my God. Tracy says, I think that people who lie on people who are innocent yes, I believe so too. And I always say that Tracy, I always believe in people need to tell the truth. Just because you're mad at somebody, just because it was a sour breakup or whatever the case may be, don't lie on that person, because this person, it could mean their livelihood is at stake. I don't believe in that. And like I said, we got a friend, Jamil has a friend that just served 20 years, and they let him out because they found that he was truthful pretty much in what they charged him with. What he was charged with was, a lie. So, hey, Reverend Mother T, how are you? So this situation right here, y'all, like I said, they could have charged Diddy with, domestic violence, but the statute of limitations passed. So they were trying to get something to stick. But y'all, let's continue. Oh my, oh my baby Jamil says facts. 22 years. Okay, he served 22 years off of a lie, and he's still fighting his case. I'm supposed to be. Matter of fact, baby, we got to reach out to him because I'm supposed to be doing an interview with him. But he served 22 years in prison and got out earlier this year. I think, right, baby? Earlier this year, off of a lie. Off of a lie, and he's still fighting his case, but they found enough evidence to let him go, but he still has some stuff to take care of. But yes, this situation, I don't believe in nobody lying on anybody, no matter how, even if he was the mom. We know Diddy was not the best of person. Let's be for real, let's be honest. But at the same time, this, like with Mia, and I'm saying Mia because she will forever be like embedded in my head with her testimony, because it was such a lie. I was like, this is crazy. But y'all, let's continue.
I heard parts of her letter, to tell you the truth, and people was like, oh, you should read her letter. But reading her letter and hearing the parts, I'm saying, excuse me, because I didn't read it, but hearing the parts I heard about her being still having nightmares, and all of this, and all of the little few things I say, because I can't even say all of this. That's an expression. I heard a few things, like she said she.
Oh wait, hold on. Sister says a lawsuit. Yes. Y'all know when there is somebody who is being what's it called when they let them out of prison and they were being held off of false like false whatever, like a lie, whatever you want to call it, when they're falsely accused, you know, that comes a big lawsuit, and I'm talking about millions of dollars. So maybe we still waiting to see what's going on, but yes, those lawsuits are huge when they have spent 20 plus years or even a day in jail for being falsely accused. Those lawsuits are huge, huge, huge. But y'all, let's continue.
Was having nightmares, and the trauma that was impacted on her life, she's going to feel it for years. But the truth of the matter is she made the decision to undergo that trauma. I wasn't aware of the true nature of the situation. Daniel Phillip, he wasn't aware of what was really going on. Jules Theodore, he didn't know about me or Daniel Phillip. The Punisher didn't know about me, Daniel Phillip, or Jules Theodore. But you know who knew about everybody in that situation?
Phyllis, you is a man. Phyllis, I am weak. Y'all, and Phyllis, you is bad. Oh my God. Phyllis, I can't with you, Phyllis. Y'all, let's continue. Phyllis is cutting up. Y'all, Phyllis is a mess. Let's continue.
Cassie. Because Cassie was letting all of us run up in her. Some of us run up in her raw, lying to us, making us think that she was only sleeping with us and she was actually taking care of herself. When the truth is, she was just a cum dumpster. And I don't want to be rude and mean by.
Did y'all hear what he said? He called her a seed dumpster. Was she a seed? Oh my God. Did y'all hear? Hold on. We got to roll that back. Hold up, y'all. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Cassie. Because Cassie was letting all of us run up in her. Some of us run up in her raw, lying to us, making us think that she was only sleeping with us and she was actually taking care of herself. When the truth is, she was just a cum dumpster. And I don't want to be rude and mean by saying that. But any woman who would just randomly let strange men she's attracted to orgasm inside of her is a cum dumpster.
And that is right. That is disgusting. I'm sorry. But, I hate to say it. These type of women, and Cassie was with the smoke. I hate to say it. And I'm not saying what she deserved. You know what happened with her with Diddy? Diddy should not have laid hands on her. Totally, he is in jail for that purpose and reason. But this is disgusting, it's nasty. But y'all, she was with the smoke, because anytime somebody feels like they can try to persuade you, you can always say no. Look, this relationship is over. There's no way I'm gonna be sitting here, get my cheeks clapped, while you over there in the Pooh Shiesty mask in the corner, trying to tell and direct, be the freak off sergeant major director of filming in the corner, while I'm getting my cheeks clapped by 11 men. There's no way. But y'all, this is what she did. But she said she wanted to, do it for whatever she wanted to do it for. But still, at the same time, she could have said no. But y'all, let's continue.
That's what she was. And she was lying to myself and dozens of other men while she was a cum dumpster for Diddy. and she could have possibly put my life in danger. So I totally think she should be.
Hold on, sir. You was a sea dumpster for not just Cassie, but sir, I believe from what we know, he was you was for Diddy too. He liked to play in it, right? He liked to play in the happy ending. But y'all, let's continue.
Criminal and liable.
And you feel like you're a victim. Explain to the people why you feel that way.
Absolutely. And people, I read the comments. I read some of your comments too. People were attacking me. Oh, he's not a victim.
Yeah.
How can he be a victim? He took the money. And the counter argument I have to that is that Cassie took money too. Cassie was going on $500,000 shopping sprees, flying all over the world.
Whoa, 500,000. Oh, wow. Yes, the problem tree said they should sue Cassie. Yes, that's what they were saying. I wonder if he's gonna sue Cassie. He even said Cassie should go to jail. Cassie was his Diddy's accomplice. Cassie wasn't no victim. He like he said, Cassie didn't deserve to get beat and hit from Diddy. Any of them, nobody deserved to be getting treated with the hands and the kettlebells and the chair treatment from Diddy. Nobody. However, Cassie was with the smoke, and we know baby 50 Cent baby mommy. Oh, she's a ho Merry Christmas all around the whole world. She was a all around the world same ho. Thun, 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 thun. That's what she was. But these women's, they was hot in the drawers or hot in the thongs. They were doing these things because they wanted the lavish lifestyle. But y'all, let's continue. He is going off, y'all. Let's continue.
Got a couple of $1,000s and flown to Miami. Considering the fact that I was there for days, they would lie to me and tell me I was coming for 24 hours, and they would basically keep me by keeping my phone and my clothes for days, not allowing me to leave. And then finding out that she slept with all of these men.
Wow.
After having contracting chlamydia all of those years ago.
Oh my God, I don't want to hear that. Oh my God, it makes me my skin crawl. Chlamydia? Oh my God, that is disgusting. And somebody said that they know that Diddy got the package, allegedly. I mean, I don't know how true it is. Y'all put a one if y'all heard that too, that Diddy got the package. Y'all know what we call the package, the AIDS. Put a one in the chat if y'all ever heard that, because this is what I just recently heard. I don't know who I was listening to, but somebody said that he got the package. Does Cassie have the package too? Okay, Dr. Sharice, Dida said, I told y'all that. Oh, Dida, you did. See, y'all, they say that Diddy got the package, and does Cassie got the package too? Oh, and ooh, y'all, oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, y'all, this is crazy. Oh, yes. Sister said he is telling everything. Yes, he is over here on the throne, y'all. Let's continue. He is telling everything, y'all.
I'm a victim. Because I would have never had unprotected sex with this girl if I realized that she was sleeping with half of the Lakers unprotected. I wouldn't have did that. I'm not that type of guy. I had a girlfriend who will definitely testify to the fact that she never contracted an STD from me. I was always clean. So I feel that by what Cassie did, by continually lying to me for at least 5 years, making me think that she was in...
Wait a minute. He said for at least 5 years that Cassie was lying to him? Oh, he probably had, Diddy was probably paying him. I mean, I don't remember. I think they said some of the payments were, I think, as much as 5 or 10,000. Oh, he didn't cashed out. Could y'all imagine? He was making so much money, but y'all, I would not put myself in that situation. Absolutely not. Who would put themselves? I mean, there's some people that will put themselves in that situation, but these people were playing. I mean, they was playing Russian roulette with these diseases going on. But y'all, I mean, y'all, this is nasty, because y'all know they said Cassie, she had the hot box, and that she still had to get her cheeks clapped, but she still could have said no. I mean, she could have walked away at any given moment. I believe there's a way that she could have got away, but y'all, let's continue. He is telling it all.
I wouldn't say a committed relationship, because she and I weren't in a relationship, but I had a particular solo use that she was mindful of, respectful of, and singularly chose me I think she victimized me by lying to me like that. And she certainly did, obviously, because the prosecution has finally admitted to the fact that I am a victim of this.
And that was
Even though they won't credit her with the fact that she victimized me. Diddy might have paid for this, but Diddy never physically did anything to me. Cassie physically did anything to me. So Cassie, I would say Cassie is my victimizer. Diddy just enabled her to victimize me by providing resources and money, if that makes sense.
So Cassie was hands on. She was the one setting up the freakos.
Bro, this would have never worked if Cassie wasn't complicit. Cassie had to be in the mood to do this, and a lot of people don't talk about this. And not to jump all over the place, but this is out there. It's for the male escorts.
Hold on, Tracy, you can't hear me? Hold on real quick. I'm sorry. Hold on. It's all the way up. Let me turn my volume up on my phone. Hold on. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I turned it up. Can y'all hear me better, Tracy?
Do see me and watch that were involved in this. You're wrong if you don't speak up and tell the truth about what happened in those rooms with Cassie. Because Cassie was never afraid in those rooms. Diddy was always conscious of Cassie's energy in the room. He would constantly ask her, babe, are you okay? He was a protector. Like, yeah, he would get violent and angry at times, but that violence and anger would be more jealousy towards us as men with his women while he wasn't around. If you listen to some of the stories, like Daniel Phillip talking about.
Tell me, Tracy says I can hear you, not the TV. Can y'all hear the TV? I don't know. Put a one in the chat if y'all can hear the TV. Let me see. Put a one in the chat if you guys can hear it. Let me play it a little again. Let me know if you guys can hear it.
How he threw the bottle at her. He threw the bottle because Cassie didn't come when he called her.
Okay.
Now, Cassie was in the room with Daniel Phillip. He might have been drunk and high and thought Cassie was messing around with Daniel Phillip.
Tracy, can you hear it now? Tracy? Let me know if you can hear Tracy. I'm not sure.
Because Cassie used to do that when he left the room, mess around with guys. So the domestic violence wasn't honestly because she didn't want to have sex. The domestic violence was because he's incredibly, I want to say, egotistical, and he was jealous.
Tracy, maybe maybe you have to turn your volume up on your phone, maybe, or on the TV. I'm not sure how you're watching it, but maybe turn up because the volume is up on both. I don't know. Let's continue though.
It's a crazy situation, man. Like I can't personally say that I'm happy with his prison sentence because I don't even feel like I was part of his prison sentence, even though again he's in prison for sex trafficking me. I haven't heard from the U.S. Attorney's Office, I want to say since May 2nd, a week before the trial.
They said, we not putting you up on the stand, sir. You go sit down somewhere. We put you in the corner. We don't need you up here. We don't need you up here talking about Cassie is not a victim. We try to put Diddy in up under the jailhouse. We not about to be using you for nothing. Go sit your little I don't even know glasses lip self down somewhere. Y'all, let's continue. Hold on. Let's skip this commercial, y'all. Hold up.
Could cost you just $121.
Let's skip this commercial.
I was supposed to go in for witness prep, but they found out about the book I wrote about Cassie, Cassie, Victim of Co-Conspirator. It's available on Amazon. They found out about the book I wrote about Cassie, and now suddenly I became a problem because if I come on the stand, the defense table is going to have things to ask me. They're going to totally expose Cassie to be a liar. So seeking to get their RICO, they thought Cassie in the domestic violence was the strongest, I want to say, avenue to use, that was going to get them their conviction. So they violated my victim rights, denied me the opportunity to confront my offender, which was Cassie and Diddy, and let Cassie go up there and lie through her teeth. Like this was a crazy situation. This goes to show you.
Wow, he said Cassie was lying through her teeth. Oh, Cassie was lying through her teethuses. Let him tell it. Okay. He is, I mean, y'all, he seems like he about 58 hot with Cassie. I think I heard them say something about he was going to sue Cassie, I thought. I don't know. Bougie Barbie said he looks like a bird. I don't know what he looked like, y'all, but they said we don't want you. We don't want your kind on the stand. You kind of look like you look like you about to go up there and be for the defense. You get out of here. We don't need you no more. They probably blocked him on the federal phone. Don't answer it if y'all see this number. Y'all, let's continue.
How truly evil and dirty the U.S. Attorney's office can be. No disrespect to them, but those are some dirty prosecutors. They play a dirty game. Like, they just totally manipulate a narrative to follow the prosecution they want.
And wait, I believe that to be true too, because y'all remember Gina Hahn. Remember she went on Tasha K and she was singing like a songbird on Tasha K's platform, and she was saying Diddy's beating me, Diddy doing this, a whole bunch of bad stuff that Diddy was doing. And then she said that the prosecution, the feds, they were trying to make her be a victim, and she said, "No, I'm not a victim. I ain't going up there. I ain't about to be like Cassie and J Ho Ho Merry Christmas. I know that I was in a consensual relationship. I'm a grown woman. Whether Diddy put his hands on me or not, that was what I dealt with." Not saying that it was right, but she probably trying to wait for her little change, and she probably waiting. Yeah, I got the 50 months. Okay, how many? She probably doing a countdown too, waiting for him to get out. How these girls are. And somebody put on the video. I did a short with Gina Hahn. Somebody said, "Oh, it looked like she ain't missing no meal." Oh no, Diddy probably got them pockets filled all the way up. But y'all, let's continue.
Remember even interviewing, like I told them about Cassie. I said, listen, I can't sit here and tell you that Diddy did all of these things and not tell you about Cassie, because my experiences were not with Diddy. That's why, again, people came at me about the lawsuit. Oh, your lawsuit only has things about Cassie in there. Not because I hate Cassie, because 90% of my contact was with Cassie. Diddy barely spoke. The man used to sit in the corner, quiet, whack off, direct her, always make sure she was good and safe. Definitely will say that. He was a protector. He was making sure Shorty was safe. Every time me and him always got into it.
No, Diddy didn't care about her. I don't mean to laugh, but Diddy was trying to protect what was about to happen at the end. Diddy wanted the happy ending, juices up out of him. Diddy wasn't trying to protect Cassie like talking about. He was trying to hurry up and get him to clap them cheeks and have the happy ending so he could play with it, because that's what Diddy liked to do. And I believe Diddy was really, really probably liking him, because 5 years with this same thing right here. I mean, tell me, would y'all 5 years with this man right here? That's Diddy's type. I think Diddy likes him. Diddy wanted him to clap his cheeks probably. I mean, I don't know. It seems like it, because why would he come 5 years in a row? This man was the number one pick. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's crazy.
It would be more because he felt I challenged his position with her. And I'll be honest, I probably did. I was younger, I was arrogant, I was bigger than him, so I didn't really, I didn't know who he is. Remember that. I didn't know who he is the first 2 years. So I'm thinking he's some regular dude. He could get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, you get out of pocket. I don't care how much money you got. I'm gonna beat that crap out you in here. Once Daniel Phillip let me know, yo, you messing with a billionaire mogul, you better chill out. I'll be honest, I got a little shook at it. My whole attitude changed towards dude. I was respectful. I never got out of pocket as far as like trying to challenge him. And I think that played a big part on the next 5 years of my relationship with him, because I became more docile when I realized who he was, as not to have a problem with him or her. And I think that's how they were able to manipulate me so much further going forward.
So every freak off you have with Cassie and Diddy, Cassie, she's the one that set up the freak off. With Diddy, at any point, he never set up a freak off.
He did. I want to say Diddy reached out to me less than 4 times in 10 years, dude. Because I saw Diddy once after him and Cassie broke up in 2019. He randomly called me like, yo, what's up? You want to come to Miami? But it wasn't even like the same.
Dr. Cherie said, again, where did he get him from? I think he got him from some website called a Cowboy something. I don't know. I mean, why would they? Maybe they tried him out the first time and Diddy was like, oh, yeah, we got us a winner and kept him for the next 5 years. He even said that he was able to buy a house. I mean, y'all, he was cashing out on these freak offs, y'all. I don't know where a cowboy something dot cowboy.com.
Energy. Like, I immediately saw the difference when Cassie wasn't involved. One, it was sloppy. When Cassie was involved, everything was set up. Everything would be smooth. It'd be like, Dick Clay. Well, she called me Dave at first, but at the end, she's like, yo, Clay, the ticket's here. You can go here and get the ticket. Clay, can you pay for the ticket? Hey, Clay, you want to come out here? It was like that, but it was always her. She always had to be in the mood to get started. If Cassie was not in the mood to get started, we did not start. If Cassie wanted to stop, we stopped. She literally controlled the ebb and flow of the sexual encounters.
Oh, wow.
In this letter that Cassie wrote to the judge, she made a comment saying that she's in fear for her safety and she had to move her family out of New York.
Cassie, baby, forgive me, but you full of shit.
Oh,
You ain't scared.
oh, did y'all hear what him said? Him said that Cassie is full of sugar honey iced tea. And I did not know that she said she moved her family out of town. No, Cassie, you didn't move them out of town because you got $30 million and counting. Because they just said the other day, y'all, on, was it Saturday morning, we woke up, me and my baby, and they were saying that Cassie is about to go on tour. Right, baby? Oh, my baby says, I'm not going to let y'all say that Clayton looks like a teenage mutant ninja turtle. I'm not gonna let y'all say that. Baby, you is a mess. Not the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Y'all, is he Donatello? Is he Donatello Michelangelo? Which turtle is he, y'all? Which turtle is he? Y'all tell me which turtle. Is he Michelangelo, Donatello? I don't know. Oh my God, baby, you is hilarious.
You done destroyed this man's reputation. You know you good. Cassie got a twofer. And I'm going to just say it. Cassie got a bag and she got to put her ex in jail. In terms of jealous ex-girlfriend status, Cassie is the fucking idol of all jealous, hateful ex-girlfriends out there.
Dang.
You not only clipped your ex-boyfriend for $20 million, but you destroyed his business and put him in jail. She should shut up, take her win, and go on and stop giving.
Jamil, my baby is a mess. My baby said, baby oil Angelo. Oh my God, Dr. Cherie says, all combined. Y'all is a mess. Y'all got me about to fall out this chair. Y'all is a mess. He's speaking facts. Yeah, he is speaking facts, baby. He is speaking facts. Cassie was with the smoke. Jane was with the smoke. Mia was definitely with the smoke. But like I said, we don't condone nobody put nobody's hands on nobody, right? You got to keep them hands to yourself. But y'all, let's continue.
Just to give in complete bullshit statements. She needed to answer the fact about my book and why I'm saying that you was a willing prostitute for 30 years. That's what you need to do. Stop avoiding the issue and answer the fact that Clayton Howard is calling you a liar. That's what I think Cassie should do.
Oh.
So you feel like she was a willing prostitute?
I know she was a willing prostitute, dude. I had sex with her for 8 years. There's absolutely...
They called her a prostitute. So they saying Cassie was a prostitute. Alopecia.
No doubt in my mind this woman was completely complicit.
Wow.
And again, you interviewed a couple of us. Has anybody said that Cassie wasn't willing to give it up? That's all you got to really ask yourself.
Wow.
Like to wake up on your
oh
terms.
my God. Hold on. Let's skip this commercial. They are calling Cassie a willing prostitute. Oh my God. Ooh.
So, but I want to ask you about this letter by Diddy that he gave to the judge. How you feel about him complaining about his living conditions in prison?
Wake up. You in jail. You know how many thousands of people got to boil water in jail? How many thousands of people got to rig their hot pot just to get a cup of boiling water? Dude, this is what happens when you break the law. You go to jail and you got to
Facts.
deal with inhumane conditions until society feels like you can get your ass back on the street.
And I totally agree with him. Diddy didn't have no right to be hitting and slapping nobody at all. At all. And that's why I say this is Diddy's karma. When you do these things, you gonna have to pay one day, or at one point or another time it's gonna catch up with you. And it has caught up with Diddy, because like I said, we know somebody, me and my baby, that is same situation, but they only got 9 months. 9 months. 9 months. And Diddy's been doing it for a long time. So guess what? They gave him 50 months. So this is the reason why I say that Diddy deserved his karma. This is his karma. Let's be for real. Let's be honest. Diddy was being a whole monster for a very long time to a lot of people. But y'all, let's continue.
So Diddy, this is what happens when you break the law, brother. It's not gonna be the Hilton or the Ritz where you used to have these freak offs. Actually, you had them at the London and the Trump. It's definitely not gonna be the Trump. You're gonna be in what
Oh, wait a minute. Did he just say this not going to be at the Trump? And y'all know Trump just said tonight, my baby just went live right before I went live. Did y'all hear? He said it's not going to be at the Trump. And y'all know Trump just was at a press conference, and they were talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, and Trump just out the blue said, well, Diddy, he asked me for a pardon. Nobody's worried about Diddy, Trump. Only you worried about Diddy because I believe you trying to charge Diddy for this pardon undercover. But y'all, let's continue.
it's gonna be the closet of the basement of the Trump Hotel, and the worst part of that closet, that's where his prison cell is. He needs to just accept that. Deal with his. He's gonna be home in 24 months. He's not even. I don't think Diddy's gonna do more than 2.5 years more in prison. He was looking at.
Oh, yeah, that's right, baby. I forgot Trump said Puff Daddy. He called him Puff Daddy, asked me for a pardon too. Trump, ain't nobody asking you nothing about no Diddy. They were asking you about Ghislaine Maxwell. And then you the one who volunteered and said, oh, well, Puff Daddy asked me for a pardon too. Trump, go sit down somewhere. We're trying to figure out where the Epstein files is. But y'all, let's continue.
The rest of his life, he should shut up, take this win, and say, you know what, I'm going to come home, use my ability, because he's incredibly capable, and rebuild his empire. Just don't have no more freak offs.
Yeah, he definitely got to get used to them conditions. But did you hear how the judge told Diddy that he had 7 victims that was escorts after Diddy told him that he only had 2 victims?
Yes, I did. It was in the prosecution's sentencing recommendation. They named the 7 male escorts, and they named me specifically. He actually has more than that, because he probably sex trafficked more than 7 male escorts. Those were only the 7 male escorts that they could catch up to and get information out of. But he has more than that. He has, you know what? Let me actually rephrase that. He doesn't. They have. They have more than 7 victims. The government just managed to use his 2 ex-girlfriends as alleged victims to hide the fact that they are the ones who helped him manipulate these dozens of men. So yes, he does have more than 7 victims. He probably has like
D-Dot says, hey, chat room, remember Tadia? She is a ho. Merry Christmas during survival too. Oh yes, we already know that D-Dot. She was another one. Remember, she was saying I was over there and I seen the little girls with the Harajuku Barbies and da-da-da. Remember my baby Jamil? He was he did a few lives on her. And y'all, she was lying too, because if there was some girls with the Harajuku Barbies at a whole party, a freak off, and you talking about, I don't know where these girls are, they having some kind of movie production or something, that would have been the first thing on the federales list. So yeah, she was with the smoke too, a hot ghetto mess, and her baby daddy even called her out and say that she was a ho. Merry Christmas too. But y'all, let's continue.
He probably has hundreds of victims. We just don't know about them all yet.
The crazy thing about that is, from listening to you, the 7 victims that, they say belong to Diddy, they really Cassie victims.
They are. They're Cassie and Jane victims. Diddy's money and influence made it. But Diddy never had sex with none of us. Even though he did do some incredibly unheterosexual thing in front of me, I
Uh-oh.
never touched him. He never touched me. He never tried to kiss me. He never tried to take a quick slurp on my penis. He never did that. So you all of the
Uh-oh, what happened? I wonder if he would have Clayton. What would have happened? What would have transpired, sir? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But y'all, let's continue. Because I believe Diddy loved him some Clayton undercover. I think he loved him some Clayton because if him and Cassie kept Clayton's phone number on speed dial for 5 years and he was the number one NFL freak off draft pick, I believe that Diddy was in love undercover. Probably that's why Diddy needs to just go ahead and get him a boyfriend and call it quits, right? Just go ahead and get you a boyfriend and leave those female prostitutes alone. I'm just saying, y'all.
rumors that went on that he was gay and he was doing all of this stuff, all of that got disproven. Cassie and Jane told you he never touched any of the male entertainers. So if he never touched us, he barely spoke to us. He just happened to be a rich guy who was creating these fantasies for his exes where they were able to have sex with the type of men they wanted to have sex with. And I think that's another thing that a lot of people haven't considered. That Cassie and Jane were young women with incredibly high sex drives. Maybe they like a good big black dick sometime. Excuse the language, but maybe they was just into that. So Diddy knew that. He didn't possess that, but you know what he did have? He did have a big green bag. So baby, I ain't got the package, but I got a bag. So what I'm gonna do is buy you the package. And
Oh, did he just tell on Diddy? He said Diddy he don't got the package? He said that his package is obsolete. Did he just say hold on, let's roll that back. Is this why Diddy wasn't able to handle business, y'all? Oh my god. Let's wrap that back, y'all. Clayton over here snitching and telling all the tea.
a lot of people haven't considered that Cassie and Jane were young women with incredibly high sex drives. Maybe they like a good big black dick sometime. Excuse the language, but maybe they were just into that. So Diddy knew that. He didn't possess that, but you know what he did have? He did have a big green bag. So baby, I ain't got the package, but I got a bag. So what I'm gonna do is buy you the package, and then I'm gonna watch in the corner because I get so much money, and I've had so many women in the past. It ain't gonna affect me one way watching you have sex. And this was the whole psychology of the freak offs. He didn't have the big package. He hired the guys with the big package because his girlfriends who like big packages wanted, and then he would let them play with him, and he would watch. Come on, bro. Nah.
Did I say he lying? Dr. Cherie says, little man laughing out loud. Paula says, Tootsie Roll. Dr. Cherie says, yep. Sister says he got a thumb. He got a thumb. Then he got a pinky. Y'all, it's hilarious.
This is honestly, I think the whole Diddy prosecution was a huge stain on the American judicial system. They totally tried to overcharge this guy and manipulate allegations of domestic violence to create a new way to charge rich men with trafficking women.
I kind of believe that too. And this is why not only me, not only my baby, but there was a lot of people at the courthouse, a lot of us content creators that were seeing what was going on once we got in that courtroom and seen and heard with our own two eyes and our own two ears what was going down with Diddy. Like I said, we don't condone nobody putting hands, feet, kettlebells, chairs, then that's what Diddy was doing. But like Clayton just said, he said basically what I'm gathering is, people have to see this for what it is. Diddy was doing the bad things, of course, putting hands, feet, kettlebells, that's wrong. He should go to jail for that type of thing, right? But at the same time, he is a rich mogul. Whatever happened to that Halloween costume, the Abercrombie and Fitch guy? He was doing horrible things to these boys that he had. Remember, he was putting out these articles and then they were going to be Abercrombie Fitch models, and then he was drugging them and doing all these things, the same thing that they alleged that Diddy was doing, and he is able to walk free. And this is what I'm saying: justice needs to be, straight across the board, no matter what color you are, how old you are, because they're saying now that the Abercrombie and Fitch guy, he got Alzheimer's or dementia or something, so he cannot go to jail. And then they let him pay, I think, 10 million to get a bail. So he didn't even go to jail. So this is what I'm just saying about the injustice of anybody. If you steal a candy bar, let the sentence be 5 years for everybody or whatever. I'm just saying, let it be straight across the board. And this is what a lot of us YouTubers that were there in the court was seeing with our own two eyes, like I said, and our own two ears, being like they kind of railroading Diddy, but at the same time, hold up, back up. Diddy was putting hands and feet. Yes, he deserves time in prison, but like the judge was even saying, 11 years, that's way too long. But normal sentence, from what I've gathered and what we've seen, a current situation right now is usually like 9 months to a year. And they gave Diddy 4 years, 4 years, 2 months, which was 50 months. But like I said, had it been one of us, you guys, I mean, we want the fair due justice for whatever we're getting charged with. But like I said, Abercrombie and Fitch, why isn't he in jail? And that's my only thing with this situation, because Diddy did people wrong. True indeed. But is the justice system fair for letting Abercrombie and Fitch off? He was doing these same, drugging these men, drugging the Abercrombie and Fitch, what's it called? The models, drugging them. And then they even put a lawsuit out last year, I believe, on those, the Abercrombie and Fitch guys. I think it was over 100 people, 100 guys that put a lawsuit out on the Abercrombie and Fitch guy, and he's still walking free. See, that's why I'm talking about the justice needs to be fair across the board. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Diddy's innocent. I'm not speaking up for Diddy or anything like that. I'm just keeping it real and calling it what it is. It needs to be fair for everybody. Whatever you do, you should be behind bars too and not walking free if you did the same disgusting things that Diddy did. But y'all, let's continue.
And it might have worked if Diddy got convicted. They won't do this again for a long time. I can guarantee you that.
How you feel about the speaking arrangement Diddy has set up for Monday?
He was just being positive, bro. You gotta think it into existence. Why wouldn't he not make a speaking arrangement? If he's thinking he's going to go home and he's trying to put it into existence, he's not going to not make the speaking arrangement. I would have made that too. I would have made it just...
And like I said, I think that he was doing the speaking arrangement, and this is just me thinking off the top of my head. Like I said, usually, and you guys can go look it up for yourselves too, but I know we have a current situation, me and Jamil, that we know somebody that did the same things, laid some hands and wasn't supposed to, and got 9 months. So Diddy's thinking, oh, I got, this should be only like maybe a 9 to 12 month sentence for me, and I've already been in here for 12 months. So I should be probably good to go. So this is him jumping ahead, even though you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket at all until you got a solid, concrete answer as if you're going to get out and go home or if you're going to stay in. I would have never did that myself. But like he said, maybe Diddy was trying to think positive, but I still would not put, that's like people when they get their check. Oh, I know I'm about to get $200. Oh, I'm about to go and spend this $200 on the, you can't spend nothing before you get it. It's like, it's going to burn a hole in your pocket. And this is what Diddy was counting on, that he was going home, because normally a sentence with like domestic violence, like this type of situation, usually runs 9 months to like a year. But y'all, let's continue.
To put it out in the universe, you know what? I'm going home on Friday. They're going to let me out and I'm going to be at this speaking arrangement on Friday. That's not arrogance. That's the man just trying to put what he's wishing into physical creation, into the universe. He's been doing it his whole life. How did he create Bad Boy? How did he create Revolt? He had a vision. He put that vision into manifestation. It became real. So yeah, he booked the speaking engagement because he was trying to manifest his freedom off the judge sentencing. It didn't work this time, homie, but I dig why he did it. So I don't think it was arrogance. I think he was just trying to manifest his freedom by taking an action to show that he.
But see, I can understand with him saying Diddy's staying positive, but we know that Diddy's an arrogant person. So with that being said, I think the judge and probably like of course the prosecution team was like, oh, y'all see how arrogant this joker is. He even making speaking engagements before you, the judge, is saying, okay, you can go home. But this is probably how they were looking at it. Cause like I said, we know Diddy, he's very, very cocky, very, very headstrong. So it didn't work. That probably put a damper in maybe a couple of them months. I don't know, but y'all, let's continue.
Was free after the sentencing, which was booking a speaking engagement on Monday.
Well said, man. But before we wrap it up, any last words?
People seem to like me to hear me talk for some reason. Either insult me or talk about me, but at least as long as they're talking about you, you know they pay.
He said people like to talk about him or insult him. I don't know. I don't know, sir. But y'all, let's continue.
Attention. Now, I think we got to most of the things I wanted to talk about. I don't think the true victims of this whole criminality, I don't think that they got justice. I think Cassie and Jane got justice. I think the women who were abused got justice, and I don't knock them for that. I'm happy she got justice for the physical abuse. Do I think she deserved it at this point? With $20 million? Not really. I think she took the $20 million.
Oh, no, sir. Sir, no, you forgot to add. It was 20,000 from Diddy, and it was 10,000 from the hotel. That's a total of $30,000. I'm sorry, but Cassie, she didn't cash out. She didn't cash all the way out. But y'all, let's continue.
As her payment for justice. I don't think he had to go to jail for physically abusing her if he gave her $20 million. Jane is saying now she's not a victim. And shout out to Jane. If she's doing it for the right reasons, which is, something, I wanted to do this, there's no way
I don't think he meant to say Jane. I think he meant to say, and I'm not sure, but he said Jane is saying that she's not a victim. No, it's Gina Hahn who said she's not a victim. Because y'all remember she went on Tasha K and she was saying Diddy was beating her. I mean, he was giving her 2 pieces, 4 biscuits to go. But this situation with Gina Hahn, she was like, I'm not a victim, and the feds are trying to make me out to be a victim, and I'm not a victim, so I'm not. That's why she did a disappearing act on they badunkadunks, y'all. Gina Hahn then did a whole disappearing act, y'all. But y'all, let's continue.
To let these people continue this lie saying that I was forced to do this, and she's telling the truth. Shout out to her. Because that's her accepting responsibility and admitting the fact that she was not a victim of this and she manipulated the men. That's key. If Jane is telling everybody she's not a victim and she willingly did this, what she's telling the world at large is, listen, I did this with my man. Therefore, the men I did it with are victims of me. Pretty much. That's what she's saying. So to wrap it up, I just think this was a huge stand on the American judicial system. I think people shouldn't try to down any man who comes out and speaks against Cassie, Jane, or any woman who uses money in the position of their man to manipulate that man into doing something he doesn't want to do. Because anybody can be a victim. You don't have to be physically assaulted to be a victim. You don't have to have someone directly rob you at gunpoint, run in your pocket, stab you, or do something like that. You can be victimized by someone having the intelligence and resources to manipulate you into a position you would not normally do if you knew all the facts. That's what happened with me. So I just want to tell people that, instead of trying to destroy, instead of America eating its own babies, realize that anybody can be victimized. Men, women, male, female, heterosexual, gay, cat, dog, anybody can be victimized. It just takes somebody who puts you in a position to hurt you. I just think people should be mindful of that before they totally discount all the people who are saying that Cassie is not a victim.
Wow.
Yo, also, what's the update on that? And explain to the people why you suing Cassie.
Wait. Okay, wait. I didn't see this part, y'all. I did not see this part. Hold on, I'm all ears. Did y'all just hear what he said? He said that why is he suing Cassie? Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let me get tight on this seat because I might fall out my chair. Y'all, he is suing Cassie. He said, Cassie, you ain't getting that $30 million and walking free. No, I'm about to get a little bit of change from you, Cassie. Cassie, you got to come up off of some of that money. I'm sorry. Okay, y'all, let's listen, y'all. Let's listen to see what Snoop Doggy Dogg got to say.
because once I became aware of how vast what she was doing was, and I was able to connect the fact that I probably caught chlamydia because she was sleeping with dozens of men lying to me, um, and I learned a lot more about the law. I realized that for years she
Sister.
manipulated me by promising me money I never got. And basically just overselling a situation that she knew because I was in a less than
When I decided to sell my jewelry,
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We got to get the TEA on him. He's talking about suing Cassie's thongs off of her. Oh my
a
God.
desirable financial position that I would go for. So what I'm suing her for is I'm suing her for the actual RICO that the government messed up on as the male victim that she sex trafficked.
Oh.
Because as you might know, it takes two predicate offenses in order to be guilty of a RICO, which is a commercial sex act and transporting someone over the state lines for the purpose of prosecution, which the trial totally revealed that she did. She testified to the fact that she personally sex trafficked me. She used a travel agent, and sometimes I would pay.
Oh, y'all, he is suing the thong off of Cassie. And y'all, he said, I mean, he was listening in, y'all. Hold up, Swole. We got to continue this. Oh my God, y'all, he's suing the thongs off of her. He said, you ain't walking away with that 30 million free and clear. Oh no, absolutely not, y'all. Oh my goodness, this is about to be a Cassie lawsuit at a courthouse near y'all. Hold up, y'all.
For it myself because she would ask me to pay for the ticket, and thinking it wasn't what it was, I would pay for the ticket. Um, I realized I was victimized when I saw the extent of how much she had done. Because I used to talk to her. I didn't just walk into a room and put my penis in her. No, we would have hours long conversations about life, what she wanted with Diddy, different things she wanted to do, her career, her business. Not one time did she say, you know something?
Oh wow, it sounds like the Ninja Turtle was really almost like her boyfriend on the side of Diddy. I mean, who's talking for hours at a time? Who's having all these conversations and stuff like that if you're just a prostitute, a sex worker? I mean, this goes a lot deeper than this. Okay, let's listen.
Clay, I like you, so let's just be careful because I'm doing this because Sean is making me. That's what she used to call him. I'm doing this because Sean is forcing me, so I don't want you to catch anything, so maybe we should use condoms. No, she's lying. She's hating on the
Bougie
girlfriend
Barbie.
I have at the time, telling me that I'm choosing basic just over her.
Y'all, put a one in the chat if y'all think he's telling the truth. Do y'all think that Cassie was really Diddy's accomplice? And y'all think what he's saying is true? Like, it seems like from what I'm gathering, he's saying that Cassie was not no victim, that she was basically an accomplice. She wanted to have these freak offs. She was doing all this stuff. She was calling him and having all these personal, private conversations. And for the last 5 years of whenever they were having the freak offs, basically he was like, it seemed like the 911 prostitute that was, on speed dial. I mean, y'all, this is crazy. And he is suing Cassie. Oh my God.
That don't sound like no victim to me, my dude. When you jealous because the male escort you paying got a girlfriend he want to see more than you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, is he saying that Cassie was jealous because he had a girlfriend? Is that, hold on, let me back that up just a teeny bit. Cassie was getting mad because he was giving that eggplant to his girlfriend, and Cassie was not liking that. She was trying to control him. Oh my God, y'all, hold on. We got to back that up just a little bit, y'all. Hold up.
Condoms. No, she's lying. She's hating on the girlfriend I have at the time, telling me that I'm choosing basic just over her. That don't sound like
Bougie
no
Barbie.
victim to me, my dude. When you jealous because the male escort you paying got a girlfriend he want to see more than you. You know what I'm saying? It's just dirty work, man. It just confirms for me even more.
See, and that's what I was saying. Michael says, doesn't matter. It was his job, not hers. He's not a victim. See, that's what I'm saying. If, okay, the victim situation, it was like he was putting himself in that situation. Just like with Jane Doe, they were all putting themselves in that situation, trying to make this money. All of them, right? To include him. He was going over there for the last 5 years. If you were such a victim or you didn't like getting clapping Cassie's cheeks in front of Diddy, you would have said, no, I'm not with this lifestyle. I don't want to be doing this stuff. I don't want whoever's over there in the corner, which we know it was Diddy in the Pooh Shiesty mask, telling me what to do, how to clap your girlfriend's cheeks. I would have never went over there or continued for 5 years. I mean, this is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. But he's suing the thongs off of Cassie. Cassie, you better get your lawyer. You better lawyer up, Cassie, because he said he coming after everything. He said that $30 million was not free and clear, and he gonna get a couple of them dollars.
That minorities don't have any rights in this country. And there is a white gentleman who's a victim of Cassie also. But he might as well be a minority also, because he kind of looks like, he looks more like the type of white guy who knows more urban people than the type, because you know the type. You have some like Caucasians that don't be around a lot of black.
Oh, so was he maybe like a Vanilla Ice, or maybe like what's the other boy's name? Like John B or something? Was he like that? I'm wondering. I'm wondering. It sounds like he's that type of maybe that type of guy. But let's continue.
People, but this guy looks like he was. So I think they just treated him the same.
Bougie Barbie said, I hear you came into some money. Look, Bougie Barbie, that's what he said. He's like, oh, you got $20,000 from Diddy. Oh, you got $10,000 marching in from the hotel. Y'all, he said, oh, I want some of them dollar bills to be marching into my account. And then when the trial was going on, we already know that she had $20,000 from Diddy. And remember, they were saying it's an undisclosed amount, how much Diddy paid her. But we found out in court it was $20,000. Then she had another $10,000 just waiting to be approved and finalized for that check to hit her account. So after that check hit her account back in I think June, they were finalizing that, she ended up with a total of $30 million from this whole situation. And we found out on Saturday, Jamil seen something and on somewhere that Cassie's supposed to be going on tour, so she's about to be making even more money. And if he sees this, y'all, I'm telling you, he gonna up them dollars. He is going to up them dollars. But y'all, let's continue.
Way they treating the rest of us. You know what? He's a guy. He was involved in this. Let's just ignore him. Let's ignore the fact he was involved in this, and let's focus on the women to get this connection.
Michael, you is a mess. Michael said he's robbing to Dr. Umar Batman. Oh my God. Y'all is a mess. Dina says another beggar, y'all. Oh my goodness. Bougie Barbie says she should be suing those hotels and people who let this happen to her. She did. She sued the hotel, Bougie Barbie. She sued the hotel for $10 million. And this $10 million, while she was testifying, the process for her to get that $10,000 check was like underway. So by now, I believe she probably got the $10 million. So that's a total of $30 million that she got from this whole situation between Diddy and the hotel. And this guy, he said he is suing the thongs off for her, and she gonna come up off them dollar bills.
Again, bro, I don't want to keep saying it, but I think it was just dirty work. This was disgusting. But I'm glad it's over at least. It's over to the fact where now I can finally go and obtain some justice in civil court. They acknowledge my victimhood. Let's hope Cassie doesn't keep playing the game, trying to deny what she actually did. And let's just hope they end this so everybody can go on with their life. People are going to forget. The sands of time do drift by. People will forget that she was involved in this, sleeping with dozens of men. Diddy will come home, get it popping again. He'll be Diddy again.
And y'all, that is very disgusting. That is, a woman sleep with that many men like that, just disgusting. But like I said, these type of women are the ones that are trying to chase these billionaires, millionaires, trying to make a name for themselves. Oh, I'm Diddy's girlfriend. I'm Diddy. I'll go with Diddy. it's like a claim to some type of fame for them. They want these purses, they want booty jobs, they want their lips done, they want their tatas, their butt done, they want their feet nails done, they want all these expensive bags. They just want to live this lavish lifestyle. But little do they know, these men who are high caliber men like Diddy, these millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires, whatever heirs, they be some nasty men. They got millions of thousands, hundreds of thousands of women who are trying to chase them. So you're nothing really but a number to them. But y'all, let's continue.
And I'll graduate, get my law degree, and everybody will forget about this unless they do a Google search and everybody goes back to the sex trafficking trial of Charlotte Combs. So that's all I'm hoping, bro. I'm hoping that the lawsuit and everything ends. It's going great. I amended it, and I'm just hoping it's over soon so everybody can move on with their lives.
Oh, y'all. Okay, that's the end of that. So he got the lawsuit, is already got the lawsuit wheels spinning. So he is already in the midst of the lawsuit, y'all. We gonna see what's going to happen. Hold on, let me what's gonna happen and what's gonna transpire. I wonder. I don't know. Tracy said Clay gonna get his lips done. What is he gonna do with the money? Is he gonna get a facial makeover? Sister says, man, go back to Skid Row. Hey, Granny Love, how are you? Granny Love says, pure survival. Hey, at the lounge, pure survival. 4 years is not enough. Now, 44 years sounds good as H to me. Okay, Granny Love said that him didn't get that many years. He needs more, right? QJ DJ says, I like your costume. What costume? What are you talking about? But y'all, this is crazy. I'm telling you, I don't know what is going to happen with Clayton's lawsuit. I don't know. He's trying to get a couple of them dollars. I'm just saying. Dida says, Bubba from Forrest Gump lips, I got shrimps. Oh my goodness. Michael Barber says, holy syphilis, Batman. I know, right? They got the nasty stuff going on. They say Diddy got the package. I don't know. I mean, y'all, they had some hot boxes and all kind of stuff going on. Allegedly not allegedly, what I heard on the stand, like it was disgusting on the stuff that they were doing. No protection. I mean, y'all, they don't even use no condoms in Hollywood. They don't believe in Hollywood. I mean, in condoms in Hollywood. I mean, I guess that's against the law in Hollywood. I don't know. Sister says he needs to go fill out an application in a haunted house. He'll get hired as a zombie frog. Y'all is a mess. Granny Love says, I heard that too. Yeah, they say he got the package. Bougie Barbie says, Lounge, we can talk for a quick second about the time they gave, can we talk about, hold on. Lounge, can we talk for a quick second about the time they gave Diddy? I think Diddy got enough time. You think Diddy got enough? Yeah, what do y'all think? Do y'all think Diddy got enough time? I mean, Diddy, he really and truly, like I said, Diddy is, a horrible person for the things that he did. I'm not sticking up for Diddy in that way. And I want y'all to make sure that y'all understand like where I'm coming from. Because for myself, I was like, Diddy needs to do life in prison. He needs to do this, that, and the third. But when I started listening to these ladies up there and Mia was lying through her teeth. And like I said, not just from what she was saying, they had proof and evidence. They were showing all the evidence, all the text messages, all of that. So I'm saying these women were getting up there lying and telling all these lies on Diddy from what the evidence and proof showed. And Diddy's lawyer, not Agnifilo, but the other one, he was like eating Mia up. He was eating her up. But like I said, Diddy has to pay. Karma is here to visit him. I think that for what he did, I think the 4 years, I think maybe it was enough. And the judge the judge sentenced him to that. So he was saying even 11 years was too much what the feds were asking. The judge was even saying that's too much, because if you guys even go and look probably for yourselves, a DV that type of situation, it's always like 9 months to a year. A sentence. That's what the sentence is for a DV situation. However, Diddy did this for a long time and to a lot of people. So this is why I think the judge gave him the 50 months. For me, I think so. But I was like, yo, Diddy needs to go. He needs to go for life, this, that, and the third, not realizing that these cases of DV is usually 9 months to like a year from what I've seen. And not what I seen, what I know, at least from one situation that's current right now for me and Jamil. We know somebody that's got sentenced in September last month to 9 years in jail. 9 years in prison. 9 years in prison for domestic violence. And they given Diddy for 50 months, which is 4 years, which is way over, about 3 years over, really and truly, 3 years and a couple of months over the normal sentencing for a domestic violence case. However, I think because he did it for so long, and Cassie, they kept on playing that tape back. This is Diddy's karma. This is, okay, 9 months, baby. Yeah, 9 months is the normal standard for a domestic violence case. But Diddy had so many, he had so much that he did to a lot of people. Like I said, he didn't slap Drake. He didn't, went to the music, what's it called? The record label. He was beating people up there. He was like laying hands and doing all kind of stuff. So really and truly, for what he got, I think is like a back from years back. All of that, what he did in the past came to meet him in the present. So this is why I say that I think the amount of years, according to what we know, is way over. However, they basically was like, nah, Joker, usually it's 9 to 12 months, but you've been doing this for far too long. So I think, what they sentenced him, even the judge was saying that 11 years was way too much. Bougie Barbie says, but he wasn't convicted of the assault and DV. Yeah, that's even what he was saying. Hey, Adrian, how are you? That's what the Ninja Turtle was saying. The Ninja Turtle was saying that that these the DV, remember the DV? They couldn't charge him with the DV because it passed the statute of limitations. So that's why they had to put the prostitution and the sex trafficking there, because they knew they couldn't get him on the DV. So that's why he pretty much got what he got. That's my take. Because like I said, we have somebody that just got sentenced last month for 9 months for the same thing that Diddy did. Same thing, 9 months. And Diddy got 50 months in federal time. Who we know, they got sentenced for 9 months in state. So this is, like I said, I don't agree with what Diddy did. I'm not no Diddy person, no fan or anything like that. But what he did, karma comes when you least expect it. That's why I always preach about being good, doing right things. I even tell my kids, our kids that, you can't, don't do things that's going to come back and bite you in the badonkadonk, right? Because it's easy to get into something and hard to get out. And this what Diddy had to deal with. He was running amok in Hollywood for all of these years. And now it's time that you have to sit down and you got to just take it. You got to take it. You did these things. They were awful, horrible things. You shouldn't have been putting your hands on no person at all the way you did. And it is what it is. That's why I think that even the sentencing of 11 years, they were saying that's way too much, because they were probably looking at it. Tracy, thank you for the super chat. Tracy says, showing love. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. So I think that's what it is. Just trying to be fair and straight across the board, keeping it 100 with you guys. Bougie Barbie says, for what they charged him for, I felt like he got a decent amount of time. Not defending him. He's a demon, no questions. Yes, I wish they had convicted him of more. Yes, that's what I was saying, Bougie. That's why I was like, the feds, like, they really, and not only, y'all should have seen them and heard these people at the courthouse. They're like, what in the waka flocka flame? Are you serious? Are you serious? They could have picked in, I mean, there could have been that, there's a long, the federal regulation is so long on what you could be charging people with. Like, why didn't they pick out some better things to charge him with that would have stuck and probably would have got him more years in jail? But we know that he was doing all these horrible things, so they had to find something that was probably like, okay, well, if we charge him with the prostitution and we charge him with the sex trafficking, that can kind of equal out, maybe a little bit more than what the normal average like DV cases, because we can't charge him with no DV case. But really and truly, being that he did that stuff to Jane Doe, 50 Cent baby mom recently, which is as recent as was it last year? Remember when he came up and started apologizing with the video and stuff? If they would have probably charged him with that, maybe he would have. I don't know. It could have worked, both ways, I guess. But that's my take on it, I think. Bougie Barbie says they probably already worked out a deal not to give him that many charges. He had it all worked out. Yeah, I think so. I really think so. But these situations, that's why I tell people like lying and stuff like that too, because these girls were lying on the stand. I don't care. And I'm not even saying I don't care. These people in court, y'all should have hit. I mean, when that girl Mia was testifying, y'all, the court was like, we was all whispering because we were like, what is this girl? She was acting like she was like, I'm sorry, she was like special. Like, girl, are you serious? Every time they ask, well, I don't understand. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know. Well, you sure knew when you was clapping Diddy's cheeks and acting like you was trying to be Cassie's best friend while you was sleeping with her man. You knew what you was doing then, but now you understand and you don't know. I don't understand the question. I don't know. And then she's doing like, I don't know. Am I a leader? I don't know. I don't know if I'm a leader. How you not know if you're a leader or not? How do you not know if you are a leader or not? Anybody can ask anybody in the building, are you a leader? I can say definitely I'm a leader because I sure ain't no follower. I'm not no follower. I'm not going to be following somebody just because you over here, you want to follow Diddy, you want to get, your cheeks clapped. I don't want to be participating in that. So yes, I'm a leader. I know what's right. I know what's wrong. You can't tell me if you're a leader or not, Mia. Really? I mean, y'all should have seen her. That was the worst. I mean, y'all, she should be hiding in a corner. She should just not even come out for the rest of her life. She should just hide somewhere in the corner and say that she don't know what happened and maybe something was wrong. She had a head injury that day or something, but she don't need to come out. That's why she didn't come to the court hearing on Friday, because I was like, she don't need to show her face at all. She don't. We already know you're a hoe on the low. You don't want nobody knowing in your hometown that you was like to sleep with your friend's man, which we already know that was the type of girl she was. As soon as she started talking, we like, what the world? Where they do this at? This is crazy. Bougie Barbie said they probably already worked out. Oh, yeah. Okay, I read that one. Yeah, so she was something else. She was a mess. She was a mess. Dida said, I was upset what they gave Diddy. I think Diddy, I was upset what they gave Diddy. I think Diddy gave them that that 50 mil. He probably did. He probably tried to buy himself out of some time, right? Broad says, keep Diddy locked up. That's what a lot of people are saying, right? Learn to play says, girl. Yeah, so that's just me being like really, really like transparent about the situation. I'm not no Diddy fan. I don't like Diddy. I mean, I think he's a disgusting person. I didn't ever follow him when I was younger. I mean, I would hear him here and there, but I wasn't like, oh my God, Diddy, oh God, I gotta turn up the volume, pump up the volume. No, I never was like that. But all I like to say is that, if it was us in the midst of this situation, all I say is just, let the justice system be equal to everybody. That's all my main thing is, because like I said, Abercrombie and Fitch, he did some horrible things. And look he's out. He's out. He paid $10 million on bond and they wouldn't even accept Diddy's bond. You know, and all I'm saying is they have to be fair. They have to be fair across the board because our justice system is not fair at all. And this is all I'm saying. If somebody steals a candy bar, the sentence for whoever steals a candy bar, no matter if you're a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, if they say you have to serve 6 months in jail for stealing a candy bar, everybody got to serve 6 months. That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's all. Let it be fair because it's not fair. You know, if it was us, I mean, think about it. If it was us and I stole a candy bar, I got to do 6 months, and I'm like, oh, well, your honor, I will give you $500,000 if you let me out of here because I stole a candy bar. And they're like, no, you can't get out. But you got this other person over here of another race. And we love everybody because my family is mixed with everything. Asian, white, Mexican, black, we're mixed with everything. But if you over here, if I'm a black female and you got like an Asian person and she stole a candy bar and I stole a candy bar and you gonna tell me I can't get out of jail? But you let her get out of jail? That's just not fair. And that's my only thing. Because we know Diddy's a monster. And I don't support nothing that he does because he's a monster, right? He should have kept them hands to himself and did the right thing with all of the power that he had. He should use his power for so many more for positive stuff. Not laying no hands or anything like that. But that's all I'm saying. The justice system should be fair across the board. The Abercrombie and Fitch guy, he's out. He didn't pay his $10 million and he's out. And then they make excuses for certain people. I mean, let's just be for real. Let's be honest. They talk about, well, he got dementia. He got this. He got these problems. But did he have these problems when he was doing the same thing that Diddy was doing? They should be cellmates. Really and truly, they should be cellies. They should be one should be on the top bunk, one should be on the bottom bunk. They were both doing disgusting things. There's no past for either one of them. I mean, really and truly, there should be it doesn't matter. I don't care if he's 11 years old. Just because he's an older man, we don't want to lock him up. We don't want to lock him up. No, lock him up. Lock Diddy up, lock them all up. All them pedophiles and nasty people that was sitting here trying to get these, swindle people in to get their cheeks clapped, to take advantage of them, to rug them up or whatever the case may be. They were all doing the same thing. Lock them up, all of them. That's all I'm saying. Just lock them up. Be fair. I mean, because I'm sure, like I said, we know some people that were not being treated fair. And we know some right now, me and Jamil, that we're not being treated fair. It cost one of Jamil's friends 22 years of his life off of something that he didn't even do. And he was supposed to get life, I believe, right, baby? He was supposed to get life in prison. And they let him out after 22 years because they couldn't find the evidence. And now even though he's still kind of fighting it, they let him out. But he was supposed to be doing life. And already did 22 years. And that's going to be probably a really, really big lawsuit. I'm supposed to be interviewing him sometime soon. But that's all I'm saying. Like, these people, these girls don't need to be lying. Nobody needs to be lying on somebody else, because of they're mad or they didn't get a purse or they didn't get their lips done. They didn't get their badonkadonk done. They didn't get their $10,000 rent in Hollywood paid. I mean, no. People people are something else these days. But, you got to be careful. And, hopefully Diddy learned a lesson too. You got to be careful the company you keep. You keep them little hoochie mamas around, them little juicy girls around. I'm sorry, that's what you going to get. But at the same time, them juicy girls, they want to be hanging around with billionaires, millionaires, and all these other heirs. And this is what they get. The men stay nasty. And I'm sure we all know somebody who has a toxic relationship. Could y'all imagine? Y'all, I know y'all got one or two boyfriends. Maybe y'all just slapped around. Maybe, when y'all were younger. You know what I'm saying? Could y'all imagine if y'all had a lot of them and bringing them back in and then they had to testify against you? Oh, my God. Y'all, come on. Let's be for real. Let's be honest. Y'all be like, oh, Lord Jesus. He telling this. He telling that. He need to just go ahead and go on with his life. and just take the L. But this is what they were doing. They were just a bunch of ex-girlfriends that was really, because, you think of prostitution really, and this is me, y'all. I mean, let me know if y'all think the same way. When you think that, like, Abercrombie and Fitch, they did not know these boys. The Abercrombie and Fitch guy, he was the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch. He was writing articles. Remember back in the day, they used to put like these articles like in the newspapers, and then you see it, or on the look, tells how old I am, right? You see them, they go and they put these papers, remember, on the telephone post on the corner, or when you go into like the grocery store, they hang it on the little board, and you can see, let me go see what's going on. Oh, they got an Abercrombie and Fitch. Oh, they got an Abercrombie and Fitch position open for a model. Oh my God. Here's the number. Call 1-800 Abercrombie and Fitch. And then they call in the number that, oh yeah, I want to apply for the Abercrombie and Fitch. And then they go, and then they're getting their cheeks clapped. They're getting taken advantage. They're getting all these rugs and stuff like that. These people don't know this person. They don't know the CEO, and they were working in a whole operation. It was the Abercrombie and Fitch, his boyfriend, and then some other man that were doing an operation, bringing these boys in there, giving them drugs and all these other things, and then, doing these horrible things to them. So this is a different situation per se with Diddy, because all of Diddy's people, those were just nothing but ex-girlfriends or ex-employees, workers who worked for Diddy. Not saying what he did, like I said, was right. But this Abercrombie and Fitch, he was like really, I mean, Diddy victimized these women too, but these people that the Abercrombie and Fitch, they were just people that was calling in, answering these, articles and these, things out the newspaper. I want to be a model. And y'all know back in the day, when you see something like that, you're like, oh my God, I got to hurry up and call them. Oh my God, girl, they got the Abercrombie and Fitch. And then they didn't want no women. They only wanted men, because Abercrombie and Fitch, the CEO, he's a gay man. So they were making sure they weeded out all the girls. They said, we don't want no kitty cat, meow. All we want is an eggplant. So if there's a female that's applying, you tell them that, no, we don't got no more slots for them. So this is what he was doing. And he got out of not being in jail for these horrible crimes. And then what they were saying is that he got some type of, mental, like Alzheimer's or something. So I'm like, how is he got a mental Alzheimer's, this, that, and the third, but he could pay his $10 million? But Diddy was offering $50 million to get out of jail. And then they were like, no, you're not getting out of jail, Diddy. But the Abercrombie and Fitch, he did. But, like I said, not making excuses for nobody. They were all doing wrong. They were all doing dirt. They were victimizing people. They were. But all I'm saying is, I just think that, being straight to the point, being equal when it comes to like the justice system, we know that some of the stuff is not fair. But QJ says, same thing with Clive Davis. He can't understand anything. No, he can't understand nothing. He act like he don't know who Diddy is, and he don't know that Diddy was his, that he was the mentor for Diddy. He's a lost cause. But none of those people stood by Diddy's side. Only Kanye West came to the courthouse to do his little thing, show up and show out. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Michael says they put the Abercrombie in the little boys. Michael, you is the best. Sister says, in my family, we don't kiss nobody in the mouth. We dap and die. We hug and that's it. Yeah, so I don't know. That's just my take on it, y'all. And everybody, take may be different from mine, and that's okay. So, but all I'm saying is, Bougie says, right, Clive never heard of Diddy. I know, right? He was like, huh? Diddy? Who is that? Like, huh? And then when he got back in the car, remember he put the dog in the window, and then he's like telling, I think he didn't told his driver, hurry up and drive, hurry up, press the gas. He was acting like he did not know who Diddy was. He kept on saying, huh? Who are you talking about? Huh? Did he? I no comprende. Me no understand. He was trying to hurry up and get out of there. He didn't want no parts. He didn't want no parts. Jamil says, sweetheart, I'm about to order a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay, baby, are you telling me something? Okay, I need to get off here. My baby said him hungry, and it's late, right? Tracy says he turned it on and off. I know, right? He turned it on and off when he wants to. This is what he does, right? Yeah, so that's just my take, y'all. I don't know. That is just my take on it because like I said, it is what it is. Diddy was a monster. He was doing all these horrible things to people, and karma just came to sit him down. So, he got to stick with it. We'll see if Trump is going to pardon him. But Trump is only going to do it, I think, because he's trying to cover up the Epstein files, I think. Michael says it's called the entertainment industry for a reason. Exactly. Tracy says dinner with Umar. Yeah, the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We gonna have peanut butter and jelly for dinner. Oh my God, Bougie Barbie says, okay, it's so late. Order me a PB&J too, please. I will, Bougie Barbie. I got you. Yes, indeed. Michael says, birds of a feather. Facts. Tracy says, yes. Yeah, I got to get off here, y'all. My baby said him hungry. Him is hungry. So I got to go fix my baby some dinner. So, but y'all, thanks for stopping in. Always lead with love, peace, and tranquility, as I always say. And y'all, we're going to keep our head on the swivel because I want to know what's going to happen with this lawsuit with the Ninja Turtle, Michelangelo, Donatello, whichever one, all in one turtle. But we're going to see what is going to transpire. Is he going to sue Cassie and win the lawsuit? I mean, what is he going to say in his lawsuit? I wonder. I don't know. Tracy says bye. So yes, indeed. So thanks for stopping in. Thank you all of my mods, everybody who came in, smash the like button, and thank you for the super chats and everything else y'all have done. But y'all, we're gonna keep our foot on this situation because I really want to see what is he gonna say and if he is gonna win and sue the thongs off of Cassie. I don't know. Sister says good night, y'all, and spray your lips. I got my lip gloss right here. Let me make sure I put it on. So look, so y'all don't talk about me while I get out of here looking like the ninja, like Donatello, Michelangelo, with them lips and them glasses on. Oh my God, them things nasty. Michael Barber, you is a mess. Marinate overnight. Y'all is a mess. But y'all, thanks for stopping in. And y'all, we're going to do it again tomorrow. Hopefully YouTube, is playing with my emotions or playing with my notifications. So I'm going to have to send them a whole message because I'm telling you, they is playing with me tonight, y'all. I don't know. Excuse me, my nose is running. They is playing with me tonight. So we about to figure out what's going on. We got to call them up and tell them a little thing or two. Y'all not going to be playing with me tomorrow. But y'all, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night. Sleep tight. And y'all, we going to do it again tomorrow. So I'll see you guys. Good night.